Hey, welcome back to another Quarter Blade session where we are picking up right in the middle of a fight. And as we ended last time, we said it is the bad guy's turn as soon as we get started. I have up on you guys' screen the quick image of this attic hideout. Sort of looks like that. And I'd like to know roughly where you guys are. I know a couple of you rushed down to the other end to start to engage. Can we sort of describe where we are in this room? We'll just work our way around. Why don't we start with Pietro?
So Pietro, he threw the flashbang last week that stunned them, and then he ran down the center, pulling out his shotgun. And I think the last thing he did was discharge the gun into the Bravo that was lying on the ground.
That's right.
Yeah, not very heroic, I know, but
but effective.
I don't know, Pietro. I thought the way you did that sliding shotgun maneuver was very good. And when you stood up, there was no dust or splinters in your trousers. Pantaloons.
Yeah, I mean, if I'd slid between his legs and fired the shotgun upwards, that would have been a very different maneuver.
Ah, well. But he was already down. You did what you had to do. Yeah. Sasha, where are you?
As I remember rightly, I had leapt up onto some of the boxes at the side of the room to get a view down to the end. I pulled out my rifle and had fired a shot down the length of the room.
Which I think that set up my shotgun, didn't it? Because the guy
the guy dodged and into you.
And dodged, failed badly, and yeah.
Yep. Very good. Monty,
I've got a sandwich left and decided to try and do something a little distracting. I was thinking, well, these guys, these folks are trained, hired combatants, killers. Well, I've got some oil and I've got a sandwich. I'll set them on fire. They won't be expecting that.
I think I do remember that.
Towards one of the guys who had a name, who was named
Leon.
But basically the intention was to distract and hopefully set a few things on fire to make them. Well, they're going to have to possibly come through us to get out. So,
copy.
Yeah, pin them in a little bit, put them under some pressure.
Very, very good. And then, last but not least, Mochlain. Roughly, where are you?
Oh, I'm currently stood over Leon's body. Well, I'm not over his body. Sorry, he's not down. He's distracted by a flaming sandwich.
That's right.
Distracted him just enough so that he's then going to have to recenter his attention on me, and I'm hoping that's all it'll do, so I can run my blade straight through his eyeball.
Leon.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
That's
where I am. I am in hand to hand to the people who hurt Hesperides and his family.
Umberto Leon, is his name?
It was
Urbano.
Urbano. Okay, close.
Yeah.
And speaking of the bad guys, let's move across there to where they are. And if you see, sure enough, the distracted clock under Urbano is full. Understanding it's a resetting clock, it will go off after you guys' next round. And we see that there's a big black X over Dofo who is down.
I think it should have been a red X like the X Factor.
Yeah, well, I was moving rapidly to try and do that, and that was what I got in my quick amount of time. There's a bit of a table that's So if you think of these guys as sort of standing in an arc around a table, they're roughly in the order that you see them standing here. With Dofo was on the, if you're looking down this attic, would have been on the right side of the table. And Leonardo was on the is on the far left. Urbano is now has a enraged Mochlain pressing up towards him. He has come around a bit to the left as well. So when Mochlain moved towards him, they are off to the side of the table now. Ulisse is still behind the table, and we will move around them rapidly. So Leonardo, who was at the end of the table, raises his pistol and discharges it towards Sasha, where she is, and basically is aiming for the center mass. And I would like to know what she does to try and avoid this wound that is going to pop into the middle of her chest.
She is going to elegantly backflip off the boxes.
Very good.
So yeah, she's gonna get out of the way.
Okay, let's make a roll.
Beautiful. Well, yeah. So now, what is this going to be?
Good question. Maneuver?
What I am going to give you is
maneuver.
I'm subtracting a die from your attempt, because of this guy's deadly accuracy. So do with that as you will.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to push a little and take some stress to counter.
Absolutely. You can get that die right back. Measly 2 stress.
I will do just exactly that then.
Brilliant.
Because I think it's pretty important not to end up with a bullet wound to the center mass. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
But let's keep trying for that. I'm going to have that up, aren't I? Yes. So this is desperate.
Yes.
Okay.
And it will have it will have full effect. I'm not going to make you burn more stress on it.
So standard.
Yes.
Yep. Okie dokie. Okay. Let's go for it.
Okay. Well, you succeed in your maneuver. I will say that the shot grazes you. And I think you're going to take one superficial wound. So if you were to look at your character sheet rapidly, you would see, let's grab one of yours here. There's the lines that say it's a level 1 harm.
Yep.
And we'll say shoulder graze or something like that. You can write in there for the time being. Okay. And it will have no impact upon you yet, but blood has been drawn. You also notice that his pistol has 2 barrels, and he is attempting to bring that around to where you're at, and we'll get back to that in a minute. We'll now go to Urbano, who was distracted by the sandwich and the flashbang and is not in as good a position as he would like. He does a sweeping maneuver with his legs. He drops down into a crouch, but swings out his feet to try and sweep you off your feet. And at the same time, does a neat little shoulder roll, pulls a punch dagger from his belt. So he sweeps. This would mean you would fall down. He rolls on the shoulder and plunges his punch dagger into your thigh where you're lying down, trying to go for the artery. However, I have a sneaking hunch you're going to try and beat that. I'm going to give you an extra die because he's fully up on distracted.
Okay, well, I'm going to maneuver on that one to try and counter. So when I see him go for the leg sweep, I'm going to jump.
Love it.
And anticipating whether he goes left or right, I'm going to position my swords so that they're straight down when I land, and hopefully I'll go straight into him when it's my go.
Okay, you're going to get him. Let's see what happens.
+1. There's my double sixes.
There's the double six.
And I'll wait to describe it until my go, if that's okay.
Okay, absolutely. And you can have your flaming success.
Yes.
All right. Elisa sees what has just happened to Dofo. And I think what he does is he reaches out a hand towards you, Pietro, and you feel a peeling sensation as he attempts to peel your soul free of your body. And you can see blood, tears coming from his eyes as he does this.
Okay.
So can you can you repeat that bit for again, Anthony? Sorry.
Elise appears to be a knack as well. And he reaches his hand out, makes a fist towards Pietro as if he's grasping and pulling something. And Pietro feels it viscerally as a terrible thing.
Where's Pietro? He's down
Right?
at the end, near where I am, yeah?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
in that case, my special armor kicks in. Resist complications related to magic cast against you or your coterie when I am present.
When you are present.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'll let you do on that is I will let you resist it. So burn your special armor.
Yep, done.
And the spell appears to fizzle. And he swears.
Nice
okay.
One. You're buggered for the next round now. He's still down away from me.
We shall see. Okay. So let us start working around. Monty, from your position where you have thrown that sandwich, you see these events happen. You're like, okay.
Yep.
You're not quite sure what went on with Lise, or the gentleman with the nice black mustache and silver hair down next to Pietro, but he does make a gesture at Pietro and then swears. You see the whole altercation with Urbano. It looks like Mochlain has danced aside and is preparing a death blow of some sort. And Leonardo is aiming at Sasha.
Well,
with his second barrel.
As I saw what was going on with Urbano and Mochlain, and then what was happening with Ulysses, I have much of the pronunciation, and the fact that we try to distract Urbano and he looks distracted, he's going to pull his pistol out and take a shot at Urbano as he's on the floor.
Perfect. Take that shot, and you get an extra die because he is completely distracted, and you are actually going to be doing something to him.
I have. Well, I don't know whether height advantage counts. This as I'm stood up, but maybe not.
Nice. And do
what-
remember, we are still filling clocks. And if there is a full clock, you can actually do the damage to them, which, go figure, Urbano is facing that right now from this pistol shot.
Can I use any skill to roll with in this regard?
You just tell me what you want to do and
Can
how
you use
you're doing it.
maneuver based on where Mochlain is Mochlain's jump and Urbano has landed and the situation? I'm going to maneuver to find a good shot where I can get a try and aim
Okay.
for his head.
So you're making that maneuver. Very good. And
Yeah.
taking that shot.
What is it? Parameters? for this one?
It's not desperate. It'll be risky
Control- oh, risky.
because I'm just going to say risky because you also are firing near your buddies.
True, and there's other things happening.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so
Standard
we'll call it
effect.
risky, and we'll call it a standard effect. Yes.
I'm gonna get a bonus die. I got 2. Do I want a third? No, I'll go with 2. I'll go with 2 plus the 1.
All right.
Not great.
Okay. It is a hit. And so what I'm going to do with that is you
Hole in
didn't
his hat.
quite get the hit you had hoped for, but you do. Where do you hit him? Do you
Or
think?
taking an ear off or
Did
something.
you cause? Yeah. And so he's bleeding profusely,
Mm.
and he has been hit. Absolutely. Ah!
You've killed his ego.
Well, at least he's got a red hat. It's not gonna. You're not gonna notice the stain.
Yeah. Not nearly as much. Okay, who wants to jump in with their next maneuver? Let's jump to Sasha.
I will move back. I will move back into a little bit of cover once I've taken that shot, if I can, just to
Okay, absolutely.
not that I'm gonna get far, but just to try and just.
Oh
give
yeah,
us a
there's
little bit.
crates and furniture and stuff. You can put a bit of your body behind some of that.
Yeah.
So is Urbano still distracted?
Yes. I'm gonna keep him distracted throughout your round.
So just to refresh my memory, that means we can take
You can do damage to him.
do damage to him because he's
Yes.
Okay.
The others, your actions, as awesome as they are, will basically
to
be knocking clocks.
yeah. We need to fill a clock before we can actually do damage. Yeah.
Yes. All right, Sasha.
Okay, so I'm currently obviously I take it I've landed back onto the floor level.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna basically continue the maneuver though, so that I kind of dive in behind a load of boxes to give me cover.
Okay.
So that I can basically pop up from behind them as necessary to take shots where I need to. But basically, I'm going to continue the dive and the maneuver on to finish off in cover.
Okay.
So that should he then continue to shoot at me, he's going to have to get through boxes in front of me.
So I'm not going to charge you a roll for that because I think you've already succeeded. And you are now perfectly in cover with a position where you can see through gaps as necessary prior to reaching your, popping up. You've got a couple of places that you can peek through where you can see you have a line of sight to Leonardo and Urbano where he's on the floor.
Okay, so I can now take an action. Can I then? Or
Sure, feel free.
Okay, in which case I am positioning my rifle between that little gap.
Ooh.
And I am going to fire down.
Okay.
The hallway to I need to go to the name. I've got to open up the screen. Oh, hello. To Urbano, I think it is.
Okay.
Who is vulnerable.
Absolutely vulnerable. He's on the ground. It looks like Mochlain is getting ready to get him. He's taken a shot to the head from Monty, and you ready to go.
I'm ready to fire at him. What I can
Give
see.
yourself an extra die because of his awful position.
Okay. Risky? This one?
Yes.
Yep.
Just because
Okay.
there's Mochlain dancing around in front of him.
Yep. And standard?
Yes.
Okay, an extra die. Thank you very much. And we'll go for it.
Look at this. It's a hit. I say that the only complication with this is the high caliber of your weapon pushes his body well out of where Mochlain was going to have his triumphant stab.
Yep.
And you can tell me how he perishes.
Well, basically, it's a shot from quite a low level, shoots across towards him, and basically impales just under his chin, pushing his head back, and explodes kind of at the back of his head.
And I'm going to the further penalty for that 5 is I think Mochlain is going to finish his maneuver, whatever it is, even though the body just slips out away from him, as it is his turn, we'll say.
Okay. So, if the audience would like to picture,
Oh, yes, they would.
Barno Leon tries to do a leg sweep. Mochlain anticipates something treacherous. He sees the attack coming in. He jumps. He didn't anticipate a gun or any other weapon being drawn by Abana. However, he's committed. He's got a 50-50 chance of landing the right way to finish Abana off. He got it right. Just as
Absolutely.
he lands and the swords go into Abano at a certain angle, which makes it look like he gets pushed away slightly. There's a bang! And Mochlain freezes, thinking it was a gun. The flaming wings that comes out of Mochlain's arse from a spectacular success suddenly just wilt as Mochlain thinks he's been shot.
He's been shot.
But for Ulysses, who's on the same side of the table, and Leonardo, all that they see is Mochlain land with the determination and slight fear on his face when all of a sudden Abano goes sliding across the floor at speed, and he's got a gaping wound in him close to where my swords would have landed.
Wonderful.
And he stands there and he just says, "That's for Hesperides, you bastard."
Well done. Whew.
So the flaming wings, do they have a
Chills.
brown tinge to them?
Yes, they are slightly brown. They started off as flaming red, but when the gunshot went off, it just went to shit. Literally.
Very good.
Yep.
You have taken out the dread Urbano. I would say that the one who did see you from the corner of his eye as he is aiming or trying to aim at Sasha as she makes her deft maneuver into cover was Leonardo. As he trains across, he sees this happen. Ulysses is still half turned away from your position and is looking towards Pietro, who is sort of above where Dolfo is slumped to the floor. I think, who have we not had? Pietro this round. Is that correct?
That's
so
correct.
Let's see what Pietro does from that position. facing
Okay.
Elise.
So Elise, so basically we're opposite sides of the table, presumably.
I think at this point, you guys are both on the far side of the table from where, because you were sort of at the end and he was
Okay.
behind it. So I
Yeah,
think you're sort of at an 45-degree angle from each other, where he's on the far side of the table, you're at the end, and then on this end, you have Sasha, who is about midway down the room, taking cover. You have Monty, who is about not halfway, about a third of the way down the room, where he has done his business, so to speak, with sandwiches and everything else. And then on the far side of the table now, in the midst of this tussle, is Mochlain.
Okay, so Pietro is going to reach into his pocket, and he's going to pull out. He's going to pull out what looks like a pellet of some description,
Ooh.
which he throws to the floor in front of Elise. And this is something he picked up from one of his contacts in the theatre, from a magician.
Is this a flashback?
It's a small, bang and a puff of smoke that a magician would use to like disappear.
Ah, big puff of smoke and a flash.
Yeah, someone use that to distract Elise.
Do you have one of those, or do you have a small flashback to get that?
It's a good question, because I mean, really, I'm just.
I'll charge you 1 stress to have that.
It's up to you, because I mean, basically, it's a tinker roll to distract. So whether stress
let's
is
do
involved,
that. Let's do that.
Yeah,
let's do
that's
that.
all I was
I
going
like
for.
Nope.
Yeah?
I see what you're doing. You're doing a description.
I'm just adding flavour to it. Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. Position.
I'm going to say it's desperate, and the effect is going to be limited. This guy is Johnny on the spot with watching you and your maneuver. You can always burn stress to change that.
I'm gonna use my lucky charm.
Lucky charms.
There you
to
go.
make that standard.
That sounds good to me. I'll do that.
Okay. 4.
Okay. Oh, did you roll? Okay, I see it.
Yeah, sorry.
So,
Yeah.
there were no dice that rolled, so I was still waiting for the sound of the roll. Okay, so we have 4s. Okay, let us see how we complicate this, because the effect is actually, that's partially the clock thing, right? So I think that what that does, so what is it? A 1, 2, 3 is 1, a 4, 5 is 2, a 6 is 3.
So
yeah.
Is there a complication, or is it just a limited number of pie pieces?
I think it's just a limited number of pie pieces in this situation.
Yeah.
I did it, but then I didn't hit choose. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then double. Yeah, because I had made it where these guys are tough enough that you can't just get them in one fell swoop with a double 6. Okay. But yeah, he does take some distraction off of that particular event. Okay. I think we've worked our way through you guys in this tight, fast situation. You do catch out of the corner of your eye, Pietro, that there are some documents on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And a lamp, which is lit because it is a little bit dark in here.
Right. We need to get that. We need to get the lamp away from the documents, because they're going to try. They're going to burn those documents.
All the documents away from the lamp.
Yeah, one or the other. Or, do something.
Yes.
I see where
Go
this is
figure.
going.
Grab the lantern and
I
throw
know
it
where
at
this
the
is
other end
going.
of the room where,
Yeah.
where Sasha is. Way! You suddenly
much-
find yourself engulfed in flames, Sasha.
Well, how much of the room's on fire because of the sandwich? The flaming sandwich.
Thankfully not. The
No,
flame
okay.
sandwich does not drop onto the table. It drops onto the floor just below the guy's feet,
Okay.
where it fizzles out sort of in a soggy, in a bit of a mess.
No, mozzarella
think
and
was
Parma
probably-
toasty.
Probably stepped in at least once by now during the fight. I don't think it was by Mochlain. But I will hold that in reserve for the fight back behind the table. If someone rolls poorly, they may step on that sandwich.
It may be me.
So we're going to jump to Leonardo, who fires off his weapon to where he saw the muzzle flash. He is going to take I'm going to give you a die, which covers the one I was going to take away for him being such a good shot. So what do you do to avoid this basically smacking into you right through the gap where your rifle is?
Well, after I've taken my shot, I would roll back out of the way, being an experienced bounty hunter. So I'm basically going to maneuver and roll out of the way.
I have a
Just so you-
question.
Yes, please.
How many pistols does Leonardo have?
So that was the
He's got
double
double
barrel
barrel.
pistol.
Double barrel pistol. Okay.
Yes. We had
Just the one.
discussed just for that, but that's the only one we have seen.
Okay.
I think from where you're standing, you see he has another one strapped across his back where he can pull it over his shoulder. They do have slightly longer barrels. So this roll is basically to see how fast you are, so getting out of the way as you would have done, and how quickly he fired at where he saw the muzzle flash. So let's see this, what you do.
Okie dokie. Sorry, it does take me a little
No
while
problem.
to keep opening up all the windows.
I think
and
this
closing them.
this will
Risky
be
or
desperate. Because if
desperate,
so,
okay.
I mean, he's aiming right down where you were aiming over the top of your rifle.
Okay, and the effect.
then standard, you'll get it.
And
You will move right out of the way.
Okie dokie.
I'm happy with that.
And I've gained an extra dice.
But you would have lost one for him being a great shot. That's why it evens out.
Okay.
So your cover defeats his being an expert shot.
Okay. In which case, I am going to push it and use some stress to gain a dice.
Fair enough.
Okay. Am I gaining 2 stress? Yes? I take
Yes.
it? Get it? Yeah. Thank you. And I'm gaining a dice. Thank you very much.
Yes, you are.
Summer tip tip. Yes!
Ooh.
Triple
Oh my
six!
God.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing. So let's add some stuff to that, because
Oh yeah.
I think you can
I think-
pop up and do an action. You can do some
I
other
think
stuff.
what happens is she sees him re-aiming at her, she rolls out of the way, but then that puts her now neatly into the center of the walkway where she's got a fantastic view down at Leonardo, and she is going to shoot at him, returning
Perfect.
fire.
Brilliant. Now, are you going after his? Just from my knowledge, are you basically just trying to overcome his defenses,
Yeah.
or are you just trying to distract him in some way, shape, or form? Defenses.
Yeah.
Got it.
Defenses, I think.
All right.
Lower those
let's
defenses
take
for the guys who are down that end to basically finish the little shit off.
And I'm gonna give you an extra die because of all your 6s for your roll. So go
Okay.
ahead and make a roll to shoot him in such a way that it will take his ability to defend himself down.
And this is just risky. Or is it
Yeah,
just
it's just
rolled?
risky because of the folks that are down there.
Okay. And standard.
Yes.
Yeah. And an extra dice. Thank you very much for all my 6s.
Woo-hoo!
Cool.
There we
Six
go
of 10.
again. So that gives us 2, 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 pie pieces that we get to add. That sounds very bland. Let us 1, 2, 3, 4. But those are permanently down. As you graze him, you can see that he is bleeding through the front of his shirt, and he has moved rapidly as well. But you've definitely put him on a back foot. Great shot. Great shot. Okay.
Okay.
Let us move across then to Monty as we're moving towards the table.
It's the opening thing to this to move.
Monty's looking from his position of slight cover. He's going to look and see if there's where some of the boxes and things have fallen. If there's a way, if he can see a path to the table from where he is, like behind some furniture, and sneak, through underneath bits and pieces, and if there's a way round the back of some of this clutter, basically, to get closer without being seen.
Yeah.
Okay. I think what we'll do with that is I'll call for a roll, and if you're successful, then you will do such, and we can describe it. And if you're unsuccessful, then you will be seen by Leonardo.
And a cupboard falls on me.
Yeah, well, something like that.
Just
You're not
one,
step on a
possibly.
sandwich.
No.
Not going to step on a sandwich. It's further down there.
Yeah, he's trying to get closer to that table to see if he can grab those documents.
I see what you're trying to do. Very good.
And at the very least, if he's down there, if he's not been seen, he can then try and either attack or grab documents or do something anyway. So
I will ask you, which end of the table are you working towards? The end of the table with Leonardo, or the end of the table with Ulysses?
Probably Leonardo.
The with the documents.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. The table sort of runs, and it's running sort of sideways across the middle of that pathway through.
Probably Leonardo, because he kind of saw something was going on with Ulysses and Mochlain, and didn't say, that's not my area. It's not my area. That I don't understand. Something went on there, and a little bit. That's not my area. I'll go for the other guy.
Got
it. So I'll do a skulk roll. Do I get anything bonuses from this?
No.
Risky or desperate?
I'm just going to call it risky, because you're in the middle of a firefight and all that stuff. But it's not desperate. I think it'll be standard. Yeah.
Bonus die.
If you succeed in this, you will get down without being seen.
We're using a luck charm, I think, for this one.
Okay. I think if you don't roll a 6, you may make some noise so that they know that you're over there, but they won't be able to see you.
Yes.
As opposed to getting there unscathed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's sort of how I'm feeling how that's going to run.
Yeah.
All right. Lucky charm is used.
What do I do? What happens if I change it, make it desperate? Does the effect? Oops.
You can make the effect greater. Yes,
make the effect greater. Okay,
so
I'll do
that. Okay, so you make it desperate. So if you fail, what I'll say is that Leonardo will draw his second pistol and discharge it at you. So I'm not going to make it a hit automatically or anything like that.
Yeah.
However, if you are successful, you will get all the way to where you can reach the tablecloth corner and be able to start drawing things towards you.
Nice, because when I roll a desperate action, I get +1 die to my roll. If I also take a -1 die to any resistance rolls, better looking and good. So it's like high risk, high reward, but I also get
very good,
XP
very good, and you get XP as well.
Yeah.
So let's see this. Let's see it happen.
But then again, I did roll double ones on a gondola and fell in the canal. So
sometimes these things happen. I think all the 6s were used up by Christine. So
yeah, that's true. There've been a lot of 6s. I'm using the luck charm as well. He's gonna tap his hands together and go, please. There is
Hey,
a
there's a
6.
6.
There's a
Wonderful. So you scurry through, and I'm going to say that you get all the way to the table. Well, you are to a tumble down set of boxes, and
Mm.
if you go, you don't have to go prone where it's really hard to move around.
Yeah.
You can stay super crouched, and you're an agile guy. You'll be able to reach up without being seen and get the tassel at the end of that tablecloth or table
Right.
covering.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do
So
that.
let's just put you there. I think that's a great location. Okay. Let us move in closer to the table.
This is when I get
Let
shot
us move.
by someone else because
What?
they've not seen me.
There is that.
Apologies if you hear a car alarm going off. Somebody, I don't know. It seems to just be.
It's all good. I think that with that 6, that Sasha sees your movement and will take into account your location if she's returning fire.
Okay.
She's actually out into the middle of that corridor, so she probably does see where you're at and probably guess your intention.
Yeah,
Let us
'cause
move
she was in this-
into Mochlain this time,
Yes.
who is standing exulting over Urbano.
Yeah, so I see out the corner of my left, on my left side, Leonardo just took a shot to the chest. I recognise
Yes.
that gun. It was the one that just put the living willies up me.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to do is I would like to, because he's closest to me, is maneuver on in with both of my swords. I'm going to do a reverse grip on my left hand, okay, and a normal grip on the right hand. And what I want to do is I basically want to brush past him, and whilst I go past him, I want to bring my right up under his armpit and the left down across his back of the shoe to try and cut.
I see
through.
what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
And that will be going against his defense.
Perfect.
Do I get any extras?
No extra die. No.
No.
Lucky charms. Do you have any lucky charms to
Yeah,
spend?
used it already. Well, I did it with a
Okay.
complication.
Yeah. Did you? Was that your lucky charm, or was that one of your gifts, or one of your?
No, that was the lucky charm that I used. I've got my fine
Oh,
art
okay.
game focus.
I thought that
which
was your
didn't
special-
use. Well, no,
Ah,
I've got
okay.
the resist complication. That's the special armor. Tonight I've used special armor, but last week I used the lucky charm to get that crossbow bolt across the canal and into the guy's face.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Very good of you to keep track of that and remember that. So you are successful. Now that 4 gives you a 2. Oh, whoop! I nearly got the wrong spot.
There you go.
So you slash at him, and he sort of has to do a bit of a stumble to move away from you.
Yeah.
And then let us move to Pietro,
Okay.
who's facing Ulisse.
Again.
I think you sort of see the tablecloth starting to slide slightly in the opposite direction down the table.
Okay, where is the lamp in relation to me and Elise?
I'd say it's about the center of the table, so it's closer to Ulisse. It's just out of arm's length. He would need to make a lunge for it. And for you, you'd have to sort of go, across the table to try and get to it. You'd basically be, either laying yourself out across the table or jumping onto the table to get to the lamp.
I thought I was on the same side of the table as Elise.
You're on the sort of, remember how we said 45-degree-ish angle?
Oh,
You're
okay.
sort of at the end of the table, and it's a rectangular table. I
Okay.
apologize, not square. So if you can see that in your brain, you guys
Yeah.
are across that back corner, and he's just a little bit closer to that center of the table, whereas you'd be going a long ways down the length of the rectangular table to get at it. And as you see that, you also see that it sort of, I'm putting this in your mind already, Martin, that the tablecloth sort of slides a little bit on the table that direction. You can see the lamp moving a little away from you. And the cloth doesn't move smoothly. It looks like it's sort of catching and jumping. And the lamp has a nice wide base, so it doesn't look like it's going to fall over. Unless anyone gets really energetic with yanking at the tablecloth.
Yeah. And is it moving towards me or away from me?
Away from you, because he moved down on the far end by Leonardo.
Yeah. Okay. Right. In that case, I am going to
Send in the monkeys. No, sorry.
I know. If only.
It's such a shame Felix isn't here because I'm sure he would come out with something brilliant.
I know. He's gonna be so upset he missed this because that monkey would probably already have those papers stuffed into its mouth or something.
Probably. Either that or it will be hurling at the face of Elise with razor blade in hand.
Exactly. The monkey dips its
I
blade
shave
into the
your
oil.
Yes, razor blade in one hand and a shaving brush in the other.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna blast him with a shotgun. I'm going simple.
It worked for the other guy.
Yeah, pay.
I think this is probably going against defense.
Yes.
Okay, just boom.
Yep. Position.
I think unless you're wanting to aim like at his feet or something to try and get him to dance and distract, it's up to you. I'd say your position is risky just because behind him is Mochlain, who is doing his maneuvers with actually Leonardo and then Mochlain. So there is some risk still for some of the shot getting all the way down there, but it'll be a standard effect and give you the pie pieces you so desperately wish.
Oh no!
Everyone's rolling. I'm the one who's rolling rubbish tonight, I'm afraid.
That is interesting.
That's what, one piece?
Wow.
It is one piece. I'll do that, and then I am going to impose something here. I would say that what I'm going to do is both kind and harsh. I'm going to add a piece off the defense of Leonardo as you pepper him, but you also are going to cause a minor wound to Mochlain, which is peppered with shot. And you can tell me where on your body you pick up a couple of, you're further away from the shotgun, but you take some bird shot or slug. No, it's not a slug. It's probably pretty heavy shot because it's meant to take down a person, but so the gauge is pretty high. But yes.
So where does it hit Leonardo?
Mochlin's going to be like, so I've shot past him and basically made his bum misfire.
Yeah.
You shot close to him. No,
I know. He's dancing all over the place.
what is it? I mean, he's not going to want to go out playing with us no more.
Absolutely.
So
But,
where does the shot hit Leonardo?
I think he is turned sideways following your maneuver that goes past him. And so he is sideways onto the shot and hits him low hip and torso area.
Okay, that's where I get shot.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think your maneuver probably have turned just enough. It's
my
mostly
arms
in your
aren't hit
ass
or anything. It's literally because it's going to be a spread. It would be the same area. So wherever he got shot,
I think so.
I would have got shot. You know, I'm also sidearmed from where I finished.
on the plus side, another piece has gone from Leonardo. So
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And,
on,
you
on,
have an
on,
app-
on the
yeah.
plus side, another piece has gone from me.
Well, there is that. There is that.
Not everything.
Right,
Hey,
so
don't worry, Lachlan.
so
Don't
one
worry,
harm
he'll kiss it
shot
better later.
by Pietro.
Yeah, that's it.
How
I'll
did
suck the
he
shot out of your boot.
win his duel?
Carefully.
I got a big magnet. I'll just pull the shot out of you.
Absolutely. That's going to make for a great role-playing event later as you're lying on the couch. He's
Yep.
Okay. Who has not gotten to go this round? I think Mochlain, have you gone?
No. No,
Went
after because
by.
Pete, Sasha, Monty, then it's me normally.
Yeah,
far.
so Sasha's
I was
not
bouncing around.
I have. I
have you?
fired back down the. Well, actually, it was
No,
because
that
my
was
roll was so good.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
so
that
you
was
haven't gone.
You still haven't had an action.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okie dokie. So I am now beautifully placed down the center of the aisle, and have just fired at Leonardo. So I think basically I fire again.
I think so.
Quickly
I'm hiding
loading
behind
again.
Leonardo's body.
And yeah, fire down there again at him.
Okay.
So risky, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, because my mic hit standard.
Yes, they're tight. Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to.
There's
Okay.
the 5. That's nice. Okay, so this is full. And what I'll do with that is, first I'll fill it up. And then I'm going to add a second wound, light wound, as well. So he is getting pretty hurt in the rapid exchange that is going on, multiple gunshots, etc. Okay.
Okay.
I think, Mochlain, you dove by him and you did that maneuver around him with that.
I did the maneuver around him so that.
What did he do after that maneuver? Besides receive.
I would say with the roll that I did, and the under the armpit was the one that actually connected. The one against his for his Achilles tendon thing, ankle bit, whatever it is. That one basically went through the shoe, but it didn't actually connect to flesh. But it's given him like a little bit of a paper cut, so he knows that something's going on down there. And I finished side on again, but I'm looking at his back because of how I went through for the maneuver. So because he was aiming down the hallway to where Sasha was, so I've kind of like slipped in, whilst he had his other pistol up, I've gone in under that arm and like that, and then I've turned, so I'm like behind him, and then then I get the buckshot, the same side that he did, from Pietro. So that's how I finished my maneuver.
Gotcha. So the reason I say this is I think that your maneuver was this round because he hasn't done anything since your maneuver. And I was about to ask you what your next maneuver is, but your last maneuver, see what I'm saying? So I think everyone has gone this round. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
See what I'm saying, Rob?
I've had 2 goes so far in total tonight.
Okay. 1. Okay. I'm fine.
I don't
with
know.
it.
He's had
Go
2.
ahead.
Leonardo's had to, because he fired at Sasha and got her in the grazed her, and then he fired again, and she avoided that, and then she had her shot, didn't she? So
Yep. They started the
he's
round.
had to, I've had to. So if we're starting with the players, then I need to go.
We started with the bad guys.
Right. Okay. So
at the beginning
in that case, yes, I'm
beginning of the game.
So
okay, that's what
him.
I didn't want to be. I sort of got out of order as I was doing everything. Fine. I apologize for wasting you guys' time because I wasn't paying good attention. But what I will say with this is Leonardo is now in. The guy is in a really bad situation. Number one, Mochlain has moved between him and the main place he could egress the building, which would be through that window. The other way he could run would be towards what appears to be, well, it would be towards Sasha, who is aiming her long, very loud rifle right down there. Or the other direction, Pietro has closed in. There's not really a way for him to escape. I think that he did not pull his pistol to shoot at Monty, the second pistol. I think he's going to try and attack Mochlain because that is the only way he's going to be able to slip by. What he's going to do, Mochlain, is his little short cape he has on his back, he whips off in a flourish, and it is a little more rigid than you'd expect, and it goes right towards your eyes. And you think it's probably got a bit of a blade or sharpness to it. And then as he is going to attempt to spin around you as it cuts your eyeballs and go for the window. So what do you do to counter that?
Okay, I try and maneuver myself in such a position that I duck under the cape.
Very good.
And I thrust my sword.
Okay, let's do it. So this is your sort of reaction to his action. Okay, you hit, and you see him clutch at his side and go down to one knee, and then he will fall to the ground, but it'll be during the next bit because of how time is compacting and moving.
Yep.
But he has taken his death wound. He's just not quite dead yet.
Yay!
All right. Ulisse, I think he's sensing doom as well. There's not a pause to really glance aside at the papers on the table because he's purely focused on the most immediate threat, which Pietro just blasted at him and did some damage. He slaps his hand down where the papers were, and the papers aren't there because Monty has started sliding them down. As he leans sort of that direction and points at you again, but this time it is purely a zap of something sparking and white and blue that leaps from his palm towards you, Pietro.
Okay. Something white and blue.
Yes.
Um.
And it leaps at you just rapidly as a sort of jagged bolt.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to try and resist that.
Okay.
bu- 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 bu. Or can I just take it on armor?
What's your armor do?
Well, I mean, in terms of
Your special.
gear, I've only
Oh, yeah, your armor.
just regular
Absolutely. If you want to do that,
leather armor capable of lessening harm. It says.
okay. If you just want to take that hit, so you can just mark off your armor, there's no damage to you besides the tingling and the smell of ozone. And we are done with the bad guys round. Leonardo slumps to the ground.
What was it? Was it lightning?
Do you say that?
Well, I'm kind of like looking. So what's that to Pietro?
So what you saw him do was as he swept his leather glove over the tablecloth after missing that, you think that he picked up something. You felt that there was a shifting in the materials. So you think there may be something to do with the rubbing of different materials against each other that you need to look into in your spare time.
Okay.
So it's not just scenes.
So it was
sometimes
more of a static
motion
shock
of things
than an electric shock.
Yeah, amplified nicely.
Yeah. Okay. I know what I need to say when it comes to my turn.
Okay.
Thank
Who
you.
wants to jump in? Want to move outside in and do that with Sasha again?
Yeah. Happy to. Yeah. You're up, Sasha.
I'm up next, am I?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I am going to. So can I see Ulysses? Ulysses? Is it?
Yeah,
Ulysses.
You couldn't from that last position you were at, but here in the center of the corridor, yes, you can.
I can I?
Absolutely.
Okay. In which case, I am firing down because I've just seen something funky as hell coming from his hand, and I am firing down the alleyway at him.
There is another thunderous sound from her massive rifle. I'd say that this is risky just because, once again, they're in close combat. However, he is not in nearly as close combat as Leonardo was with Mochlain. So you're going to have to screw this up pretty badly before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
However, he is at a partial crouch, and you're shooting across the tabletop to get him, so he has some cover from the table.
So I'm going to also just say a little prayer to the divine, if you like, and use my lucky charm to pull an extra dice
Very
into
good.
this.
All right, then you offset the cover.
Okay. So I've not lost any dice and he's not gained any, yeah?
Fair enough. That sounds familiar. Did you do this before? Okay.
Too many times.
Oh, hallelujah.
Oh, that was a 6 and it rolled out. Damn it.
Well, you get a 5.
Ooh.
That's good. I'm fine with that. So you are
But
going
we have got that weird effect again on the board, which is I see a 5, 5, a 2, and a 1, and yet it says a 1, 1, 5, and 5.
Yeah, I got the 1, 1, 5, and 5.
What do you see?
Yeah, 5, 5, 1, 1. Yeah.
No. What do you see in the dice?
I'd already clicked them off, so I don't see the dice.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
just saw the 2 1s up front.
Yeah.
I was getting all excited.
For me, it was the same as what came up on chat.
As the shot moves across, it clips the glass that is part of the lamp, and you see some oil flowing out onto the tabletop, and some flames follow. But there's still time.
Okay.
But you have taken down his defense much further. Well, 2 further. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yep. 2. Okay.
His defense hasn't changed.
Martin. I did move it 2.
I thought he was already
I
at
was
2.
I was Johnny on the spot. No, not distract. Defense.
Oh, defense. Sorry,
Yes.
my bad. I was looking
Unless
at the
you were
distract
trying to
going,
distract
it
him,
had
Sasha.
been moved.
Your call, Sasha.
just-
Would you prefer?
I was just trying to fire down at him, so no, I think you're right. Defense would be more what I was trying to take down.
Yeah.
I think
Very
that's
good.
a fair addition.
All right. So then, Monty, who has hold of the tablecloth.
I've heard the impact
yes.
of the glass and the I see it flicker, and I've got
Oh, yeah.
and I'm familiar with the sound of oil drippings. I'm like, okay, let's just let's fingers stop moving a bit faster.
Let's just start
Okay.
scooping these papers off the bottom of the table. Fast.
Very good. So I'm going to ask for a roll for this, and if you are successful, you will pull that off, and the lamp will fall to the side, and you will be able to catch the papers unharmed.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that trick where I stand up and go and whip the tablecloth off without anything else moving. No.
And then it's all just there. Oh, crap. It's all on fire,
fire is
but
all
it's
standing.
still exactly where it was.
And everyone's like, what? Oops, where did he come from?
Hey, if you get a 666, does the lamp itself tumble backwards into Ulysses and basically cover him in oil and set
Ooh.
light?
That would be cool. Let's see what happens. I like the description. Absolutely. You might use that.
I will use traverse quickly and stealthily. Skulk. It's not really skulk. I'm gonna. I'll do survey because I'll see. Try and observe the situation, anticipate outcomes for this, based
Okay.
on what I know is happening. So I'll try that. I don't think I'll get anything extra, do I? Just standard.
Nope. And it's risky only in that if you fail in some way, shape, or form, then the papers themselves will be on fire.
Yep. Standard, I guess.
Yes.
Don't think I've got anything I can use to enhance this, so okay with that.
Roll them bones.
Oh, it was nearly
It's a
six.
Yeah, it
6.
was nearly
There's a
double
6, though.
It did
It
go
was
from a
almost,
6
yeah.
to a
It
5.
was
I
on the
saw
edge.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What can you say? You pull that deftly across. You have a hold of the 2 sheets of paper, and the lamp falls harmlessly to the side, though there is a little burning place. You can put that out if you so choose.
He's gonna gently roll the papers up into a kind of a tube and slide them into the inside of his
Shoot. Got it.
jacket for safety.
Perfect. Now let us move across to Mochlain and Pietro, who's closest to Ulysses. So Mochlain, you're at the far end of the table where you have just been presence of the passing of Leonardo. You turn and look, and you see the electrical thing go off. You see the sliding of the tablecloth. You see the bang of the. You hear the bang again, that terrifying bang of that rifle going off. And what do you do?
I'm going to hesitate and wait for Pietro to do what he wants to do.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay, absolutely. Pietro?
Okay. Pietro is going to step round the table. He's going to lock his eyes with Elise.
Ooh.
And he's going to casually step round the table back around the front of the table so that he
Okay,
can...
so you're across it?
Well, I was on the corner, wasn't I? I was on the edge,
so
on the end. So basically, he's just going to step round so that he's facing Elise. So
on the same side of the table.
when he shoots him, no, on the other side of the table.
Okay, so you shoot towards the back of the building. Got it.
So I'll be shooting at the back of the wall, yeah, and not towards, Mochlain.
Very good.
And basically, casually break the shotgun, put in a shell, pull it out, and shoot him.
Wonderful.
Just very chillingly, coldly, you're going down.
And he is maneuvering as best he can to make himself difficult and is reaching for something behind his back, but his eyes stay locked with yours as he sees his doom approaching.
Mm-hmm. At some point, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to get his defense down this round, but...
Oh, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Here we
Position?
go. Oh, it's not risky. This is going to be, you're in a controlled position. And I'm going to say the standard effect. If you want to spin anything, you can take that up to great, or you can trade and make it risky. If you so choose, I'll try and find something to make it risky.
If I take it up to great,
He slides on a cheesy sandwich.
Yeah. No.
If you take it up, yeah.
No, I'm going to go for it. There we go. 6. That'll do.
There we go. So that's 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3, 2. Boom. I think that's right. And he does take quite a bit of the shot, reels back. There is a crate that's back against that back wall that he stumbles against. You can see that there are holes cut into the side of that crate up high. Little circular holes. Some of your shot goes into the side of the box. You hear a muffled cry.
Oh.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You rolled a 6. This is not something really terrible for you.
No,
And then,
I know, but there's obviously someone or something alive in the box.
there is.
Oh.
I wonder if it's Cosomo.
Cosimo.
They're smuggling him out. They want to smuggle him out.
Yeah.
The city.
The papers, they're the DHL paperwork.
That's
Nice. That's wonderful.
They're gonna FedEx him to a farm in the countryside.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Safe
and if it goes
sound.
by night, he'll be on night freight.
Yeah.
Nice.
You see, I think it's old Mooney.
Oh.
Well, we shall find out.
Was the cry high pitched? Was it feminine, masculine? Was it like an or a,
It was fairly muffled, but it was a higher pitch.
Sorry, can you do that example again, Pete?
What?
Okay, there's a short now that we can put
That's
up there.
that's more of a macaw, I think, than a.
Very good.
He's smuggling exotic animals.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Pietro.
His underground bushmeat restaurant. That he,
You know it. Mochlain,
Okay.
having paused slightly.
Yeah, so
You do.
Mochlain took a step forward and then went, shit, Pietro, shotgun. Looked down at his side and it just went, thank God I waited. I closed the distance with a swift maneuver onto Ulysses, and I basically tried to stab him with both the swords. Whilst I'm closing the distance, I aggressively say, "You call that lightning? That's feeble.
Whoa.
I took the full god's wrath."
Nice.
And,
Excellent.
Yeah. Not that it
Let's
does
get
anything
this.
for it, but I'm just boasting because
Hey,
I can.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. There's my 6.
There we go. So you've closed it down to, you've burned down 3 more.
Yeah.
3.
And then what I
And
would
that
like
is-
to do, if I've got if I've got enough, is I want to get out of Pietro's range.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can, I'd say you can spin away. Okay.
Yeah, excellent.
Trying to keep out of there. I'm going to say that at this point, Ulysses he's not an idiot. He puts his hand onto the box and says, "Stop, all of you, or I will immolate." Immolate. I can't say the word. Immolate.
Immolate,
Anyway,
yeah.
I will
We get it,
immolate
yeah.
this box.
Yeah.
Lit on fire.
Yeah, it was better if I just said it perfectly. But no, I had to blow it. That's what happens when you roll a 4. Come up with the word you want, but it's not exactly right. Okay.
You know you
And,
are a dead man anyway, Ulysses. So immolate away. See how easy it is for me to say.
Ooh. Okay. Then with the rest of his turn, you feel him draw in the power, and he is going to burn this box to ashes. Anyone want to do anything to stop that?
Yep. If I'm nearby on the ground near the table, I'm gonna grab I'm gonna drag one of my daggers and try and aim for something soft like shin, ankle, foot, something that's not particularly well protected, and just stab him with
Plant it into his foot. That'll surprise
Yeah.
him.
Go for
it.
the
He's not wearing
inside.
boots or something, but
Go
yeah,
for
I'm
the
gonna,
inside of his thigh.
yes.
Plunge
Well,
it into the
yeah,
top of his skull.
So
Well,
you're chucking
have to be
that
high.
underneath the table and back a little ways. I'd say it's about a 15-foot throw. You can do this. You've done it in your sleep.
I've got throwing daggers is one of my equipment
Yep.
pieces. So.
Absolutely.
Where's my page gone? Maneuver. Let's maneuver this.
Okay.
Parameters. Risky. Desperate.
I'll put it as risky because it's right as Mochlain is spin. Well, no, Mochlain's already spun away. It's not risky. We'll
Thank
call
God for
this
that.
a controlled and standard.
Okay, control
I'm
standard.
taking more damage
Yep.
from my teammates than anyone else.
I'm gonna push myself. Take 2 stress.
Okay.
This. Okay, it's a die.
Very good.
Oh!
The man has
Boom.
been.
Right.
The man has been
Boom,
desausaged.
boom, boom.
So
Monty.
I think what has happened here is when you did strike him up in the thigh there, you've hit that artery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Femoral
So there
artery.
is a
Yeah.
copious amount of blood coming out, and he is just like, "What?" He reaches down to try and hold it,
I
and
roll over to protect the paperwork that's under. So I'm not getting.
nice. And he is. You can feel, Mochlain, that he is still trying to get off the spell. Anyone?
Yeah, I'll grab the dagger that Monty's just. Actually, no, I just go because he's got no defenses. Because that should have taken a defense down.
Yep, it did.
I basically drive my sword straight through his throat.
Okay,
Do it. Yeah.
let's see that roll. It's standard. It's controlled standard. No, I'm going to make it risky because he may try and get off the spell if you fail, and may cause all sorts of problems.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
So,
As he sinks to the floor, you can feel his magic fizzle.
I wonder if there's any way that I could actually grab hold of his energy and put it into myself, thus relieving myself
Oh
of
yeah.
some stress. That would be awesome,
absolutely.
wouldn't it?
Healing yourself.
You get not stress, but if you want to use the rest of his energy to heal yourself,
Yeah.
How much stress is that going to cost me?
you can heal yourself, and that'll cost you. I'll do 2 stress.
Yeah, I'll be unconscious, but I'll be healed. Nah,
Okay,
it's not
so we'll
worth
just
it.
do. Okay, very good.
Nah, I'll just
And
let
you
it
don't
drain
take
away.
that. You don't call any other issues because of using blood magic of someone dying like that, which could have been a very interesting. Could have been a very interesting decision. I was looking forward to seeing how that played out.
Yeah.
Plenty of blood around now. Yeah.
See, I
Mochalin's
thought
always
we
happy to
had this
play with-
discussion where if it was life magic, it wouldn't cost any stress. But by God, it's more addictive than blood.
Mm.
But there you go.
Maybe we did, but well, this one we'll call it good, unless you really want to go messing
No,
with
I don't want to go down that route.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that the guy that I originally went for, I didn't get to kill. The second guy, I didn't get to kill.
Sorry.
But I got to kill the guy that I didn't actually go for.
Yeah.
Very,
Okay, who's in the
very
box?
Good. So,
Well, yeah, let's put this little flame out for a start.
absolutely.
We don't burn
And
the
we have a couple of pieces of paper, and we
Yes.
have something in a box.
Okay.
The box is. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was going to say. Does shall Monty and I start going through the papers while
Okay. Yep.
others take the box?
Mochlain and Sasha. Sasha knows how to set traps. That is something that she is particularly good at. So let us say we're gathered at the table over these gentlemen's bodies. I think you've probably gone through what little they had on them and found a couple more weapons, a couple little vials of poison, nothing identifying. Each of them has a small tattoo between their thumb and forefinger. It looks like a little teardrop, and who knows if that's something that Cosomo has as well. You're trying your best to think, Pietro, if that's something you might have seen, but it just doesn't pull back. You think most of the times you saw Cosomo, he had gloves on.
Monty tries to draw that on himself, just
Okay.
for practice, in case he needs it for disguise later.
I think that's perfectly fine. I think you probably have. You could copy it. You notice that it's what direction the teardrop faces and all of that other stuff, so that you're not going to screw that up.
Yeah.
Because they all are in the same angle, etc. Okay. So you can tuck that away in your notes as you know exactly how to do that. So as far as the box itself, Sasha, it's trapped. It's got a couple of locks on the backside where that was pushed against the wall.
Okay.
And you think that there is, looking at them, you get that gut feeling it's trapped, but you can't see anything physical immediately.
Oh.
You just got that tingle. It's just that sixth sense that you have about traps. You're just like, Mochlain, you can feel that there's some sort of spell around this box.
Okay, so I
don't know if it's a
don't
dampen
try and
noise.
open the box.
Okay.
What's on the other side of the wall?
The other side of the wall is actually there's an alleyway between that and actually it's not an alleyway because this was an old manor. So there's a drop of multiple floors, and then there's a bit of a garden that's overgrown, and then there's a wall. But you only know that because you saw it from the rooftop across the way.
Okay, so Sasha tells me that she thinks it's trapped, and I think that there's magic around the box. I think I'm going to look at Sasha and go, magic trap?
I think that sounds a high possibility, yes.
In which case, I lean down towards the box without touching it, and I go, pray tell, who's in there? Is that your first name or surname?
They're
We know that you're not gagged because you screamed, and it wasn't muffled.
There is a bit of a scream. That the person is gagged nicely. I will say that the cops have come up the stairs now. They heard the shots from across the way and came as quickly as they could. But by the time they have arrived, all the festivities are over.
The pages we've got aren't instruction manual from Magic Trap, are they, by any chance?
No. One of them, let me see here. One of them is simply signed with a flourished N and says, bring the murderess to me. And you shall have a place.
Interesting.
Who's it signed?
Oh, sorry. Do you
say an N?
N.
Do you relay that information, Monty?
Yes.
Okay, I lean down to the thing and I go, Moon dearest, is that you? Go for yes and for no. Okay.
Yes.
In that case, Sasha, should we set the trap off? Can we get any ropes around it or something, and then stand away and yank on the rope and let it just go boom and obliterate Moon? Or do we save her for the knowledge? She obviously knows something, Sasha.
Well, we could just let the police investigate the box, but just admit to tell them that there's a trap on it.
Where's the fun in that? Who is N?
They might not be happy when the box blows up the police officers, though.
Actually, it's not an N. I apologize. It is a stylized L.
Uncle Lotto.
Could be.
He did have a thing for her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
apologize on the letter mix-up.
We've probably seen his handwriting.
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely have seen his handwriting.
Is it Lotto, Uncle Lotto?
I need a roll for that.
Is there anything in what was her name? His wife's possessions.
Victoria.
Victoria. Yes. It was anything in Victoria's.
Oh, absolutely.
possessions
You
that
have
would've-
seen. Actually, you know what? Yes, you have seen enough of his things mixed in with Victoria's that
okay.
that flourished stylized L is an affectation he does when he's being sneaky.
I think this may be our Uncle Lotto.
Moon dearest, again, 1 for yes and 2 for no. Did you know that our leader of the house is after you? And you still wanted to meet? Oh my, how the mighty have fallen.
I say we take the box to Lotto.
Oh no, I don't intend doing anything for Uncle Loto. He's definitely highly suspicious in my.
Yeah, he's.
Anything he wants, we don't want him to have.
Yeah, I
Careful what
agree
you
with
say
Sasha
in
on
front
that.
of the cops. Careful what you say in front of the
that's
cops.
true. Yeah, good point.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I know you would not just be spurting that out in front of the cops.
Yeah,
I'll get. I'll the first couple of cops that come on in. Okay, I basically point at them and go in. This I think this box I think is trapped, and there's magics around
Just
it.
to
Maybe
clear
it's
the
a
area.
magic trap. If you could go and get a knack from
University.
University. Yes,
No.
absolutely.
Delay that. Delay that. We
Yeah.
don't need a knack. I'll deal with it tomorrow. But if you've got somebody who can navigate around traps, we need the box taken to our underground lair. I can't think of anywhere that we can put it, just in case the magic goes off. If it's not a magic trap.
Well, we've got our old
Your old apartment.
Old apartment.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, so I'll give them the address for the old apartment.
Very good. Okay, it appears that just looking at it, both you and Sasha do not think that moving the box will set this off. It's the opening thereof.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Pietro's going to take the guards aside. He's going to explain the situation that, we came up here, they opened fire, we had no choice but to respond. And he's also going to, quietly whisper to one of them, go fetch Hesperides. He's going to want to see this.
Ooh. Okay. Instead of making you make a roll to convince the guards or whatever, I think that they are completely good with that and promptly run off to go get Hesperides.
Yep.
Okay. The other piece of paper on the desk that you have unrolled and are looking at
Yes.
appears to be a diagram of Necropolitan Hill.
Nice.
You see that there has been overlaid upon it a symbol of sorts. Mochlain, you're not too sure about it. It may have been in one of those books that disappeared from I just lost his name. Owen's place after he was murdered.
That's my book that I tried to get.
Yep.
I bet. Bastards.
And there are some locations marked upon it. One of those locations is precisely where you interrupted a blood sacrifice. And you also see there's some scrawling on the side that appears to be encoded. And I think that will be something that we can possibly break, depending.
Yes. I've had practice at decoding stuff, so that might be something to
Very good.
Have a look at that.
Okay.
And then across the bottom, not coded, is the end is nigh.
Well, if they only, as we know, they only need one more sacrifice.
So we have some time to do some other things as you see fit, with the understanding that we will have a downtime followed by a funeral.
Downtime points could be interesting.
And we do know that there is a certain young man who is leading an honor guard.
Yeah.
Yes. So, does Hesperides, just before we finish?
Yes,
Comes back?
absolutely. Hesperides arrives. And he limps up the stairs, and he's at the top of the stairs. He pauses with his hand on the newel post and breathes a couple of deep breaths, and then stumps down towards where you guys are standing. And he looks quizzically towards your team.
Pietro will just point at the body of the one whose name I can't remember, but the one who beat him up.
Leon.
Urbano Leon. Hesperides. I believe you know this. I know that you know this piece of scum.
He stumps around the table and nudges the body with the toe of his good leg. He goes, "Ah, I see a chore has been taken off my plate. I thank you all. I see missing an ear.
Couldn't find it. I did look. I did find. I couldn't find it.
Stabs. I see he did not have an easy fate, which I also thank you for.
One for you, one for your wife, and one for each of your daughters.
How exceedingly kind.
Yeah. I'll point out to him, I'll say, something of note that may aid you in your investigations. I'll pick up his hand and show him the tattoo.
Yes.
And the other bodies as well.
Very interesting.
Were any of these known to you, Hesperides? These are the former...
he stumps around. He's looking at each of their faces. This one. The one with the eye patch. I've seen him before. He was... he glances over at Mochlain. I think he was casing your tutor Owen's house.
Well, we think that this lot is, was Cosomo's gang, or at least the major part of it.
Did it say it across the top of the screen? No. Because your GM is a fool? No.
It's written on the wall at the end of the...
Cosomo's gang.
They got like a little banner up, with...
Welcome home, Cosomo. Yeah. It says, so the children across the way, what was that about?
Well, one of the muscle outside shot one of the urchins.
The leader.
Very interesting.
Yeah, the leader.
They were just looking for somewhere to stay for the night.
Nobody believed them. The police, the watch, when they try to say something, they're urchins at the end of the day. That's why they called us Hesperides.
Yeah.
I saved the girl's life. I returned the bolt with gusto. You'll find the corpse in the shadow.
That's the... yes, I have seen the corpse.
We can't tolerate this, Hesperides. Your family, the urchins. Someone's got to stand up for the watch, for the urchins, for the citizens. And at the moment, I do feel, and I look at Pietro, Monty, and Sasha, and I look at that. I then look at Hesperides, and I say, I feel like it's only the 5 of us that are doing this. Lorenzo is out trying to gather more information.
That's very good.
If I was the denizens of this city, I would vacate and let the city burn.
my good prince, your sentiment, I think, is shared by many, though many live quite well here.
Yes, and it's those that seem to have too many fingers in too many pies to try and get better than they were born with, and that, unfortunately, leads to things like this.
Hopefully,
It's
But the
shameful.
innocents are worth protecting,
Definitely.
and they're the ones we stand up for.
and hopefully,
Anyway,
whoever this is,
Yeah.
whoever these four were working for, hopefully we've at least temporarily done them, stalled their plans, but hired muscle and contract killers are give enough money to somebody and they can always find some more.
Yeah. But for the sake of your report, I might suggest that you write up that the guard were investigating the shooting of the urchin and came into this building, were attacked and had to defend themselves, perhaps. Against, a known criminal gang. You know, the sort of thing.
I have no problem with obfuscating your hands in the matter and providing credit to men who could greatly use a bonus.
Exactly.
Hesperides, let me ask you a hypothetical question. As if I were to know the tailor of the uniforms for the guard, what would happen if someone were to wear a uniform who did not belong to the guard?
Well, if they were caught, that is a minor crime that could be hauled in front of one of the magistrates and receive a fairly hefty fine. One that most could shrug off of the gentry or even the minor shopkeepers, but those most likely to to perform such crime would be well out of their reach.
Okay. Well, that scuppers my plans. Jeez, thanks, mate. and I pat him on the back and I go, "Shall I help you out?"
Do you simply want a deputization so that it is not illegal for you to wear? I mean, you provide us these uniforms. No.
My dear man,
self-serving.
Don't you know that that what's said on the streets about me? How would it sit if I got deputized so I can wear something legally? Surely the whole purpose of my street cred is to just do as I please.
And he attempts to give you a little bow at that, and he says, "That's very well. If you so choose, some will be made available to you."
I was just thinking about fancy dress, but I wasn't honest, Governor. I wasn't going to parade around the streets pretending that I'm the city guard, even though since I've actually been in the houses, that's all I seem to be doing. Should we go for a coffee? Well. And then I fade out so that everybody else can have a go. That's me.
Very good. I love it.
And we found this piece of paper of the Necropolitan Hill. I believe you're aware, obviously, of the interruption, the sacrifice. Yeah, I suggest that we should increase our overnight patrols.
Very well.
Possible.
I know
that the guard are not keen on visiting Necropolitan Hill at night, but
no. But with the right incentive, we will definitely look into the stated locations, and will assist as possible those that watch the hill.
I suspect one of the reasons why they're uneasy about it is certain thoughts and whispers and noises and various effects have been perpetrated by the people who are trying to perform these activities. So they will be trying to instill that fear in the guard, so that they have peace to do their work, which clearly we can't let them do. So the danger is probably more imagined than real. I mean, having said that, we did encounter a very large individual who set fire to a Mercy, so there is danger there, but not. But I think these people are preying on their fears and to give them some cover.
We will add that to the brief before they go, that they may receive some unwanted activity to attempt to scare them off. That way they will at least have their spine up, but we'll sensitize them to the risk of dealing with the criminals that are besieging this park.
Maybe not mention the 12-foot monster.
Yes. Very well.
If that appears, I'm sure they'll notice.
Lady Sasha, he gives her a short bow. I smell the acrid after effects of your amazingly long rifle. I assume some of this damage is from you. He pokes at some of the massive holes in people.
Yeah, maybe a little. Yes. I will definitely own up to that. Yes.
And the box that was being carried out as I came up, something I should be concerned about?
People trafficking.
Interesting.
Lady Sasha thinks it is trapped, so we're going to remove it so that we can untrap it and then release the person who's inside. Although, if it was down to me,
there's a person inside?
For sure. Yeah, okay. If it was down to me, if it's the person who I think it is, I would just leave her in there and throw her in the canal.
I can make a guess
around the room when I say that.
Your suspicion.
Sorry?
He says, I think I can then hazard a guess as to your suspicions of who is in the box. Interesting. I do want to know, as GM, the second piece of parchment, was that put away, or is that within Hesperides?
No, we'll take it. We'll take that with us.
I've got that tucked in my.
Okay, so I mean, it's not even anywhere where he could just glance and see.
No,
no. Okay.
If it was mentioned, then I would bring it out, and I think for the moment we want to just see uncover what that actually means first.
Okay. Very, very good.
Not that we don't trust Hesperides, but there's other people and other
pieces of
people involved. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna. So does this mean that Mochlain's gonna have to go and do some de-stressing before he can open the crate? We just have to keep the box in, we'll just keep feeding her through the
table.
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah. Well,
so the question is, the question in my mind is
there's sandwich on the floor? We can give her that.
Is the spell attached to the locks, or is it attached to the crate as a whole?
I'll tell you when I've de-stressed.
I think you think that it has something to do with the actual opening of the box, and less with the lock.
Okay.
And it is a whole crate coverage.
Okay. So no cutting a hole in the side on.
Yeah. Getting around the lifting the lid thing. Yeah. So it's a bit more complex than that.
So there is a knack in the house, isn't there? I mean, there's
You guys have some knacks you could lean towards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will say,
which would open up possible
we've only got
of information to Uncle Lotto, which I really don't.
All we've got to do is get them to take the spell off the box.
What I'll
add,
what I will add is if I want a single luck roll, if it is a 4, 5, 6, the spell was cast by Dofo and not by a different person, and it is starting to fade.
Go on, Sasha.
Could we take
my
it
rolls have been absolute
Roses?
shit tonight, so I would suggest
all right.
Did not the Lady of Roses have a knack?
Absolutely.
She
has
did,
knacks.
Yeah.
She's not.
She has quite a few knacks.
And we're supposed to be helping her, so maybe this will go some way to. Maybe that's a neutral, well, maybe more neutral party than our own house.
Well, it might come at a price.
Point out that we're closing in on Cosomo and we've taken out his gang.
We have.
That might be very interesting to bring up.
Yeah.
So, sorry, did you say you wanted me to roll something?
Yes, a single D6.
Go on, unless somebody else wants to do it, but I reckon Sasha should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
Okay.
No, it's cast by somebody else.
Unfortunately, the spell was not from Dulfo, and so is not fading with his death. I think we can take a short restroom break and come back and sort of finish out the evening. If we get a little bit early, so be it. We'll talk through plans for the next time. And then I think we'll probably still burn through the entire hour, knowing us.
Yeah.
All good for a 5-minute?
Yeah, we'll go for a 5 minute.
All right.
See you on a slip fight.
See you shortly. You're back. So, the box has been transported to your old apartment. I would like a luck roll.
Another luck roll.
Not from me, you don't.
Okay.
Somebody else.
I'm going to nominate Pietro.
No boy.
Because he shot me.
You're hoping my luck will change. Is that what you're saying?
Because you shot me.
Go on,
4, 5, 6. The 4, 5, 6 are good. Hey, there we go. The apartment has not been moved into that the box was delivered to.
Fair enough. It's helpful.
Well, we got
so
no
as you
squatting in there.
as you go back in the place, there is not another group of young toughs who have been hired by the house and have yet to work their way within. Instead, it is much as you left it without your touches, your private things that you added, the crystal decanter that Pietro said was much better for the port. Things like that have been replaced, and
yeah, nobody cleaned out the crab.
No, that was at the house. That wasn't in the.
That was at the first place, wasn't it? Because the
was
first
it?
one,
Yeah, the first place. Yeah,
when you beat up the eye because we had the collar, the first collar.
Oh, maybe that's why no one's moved in. Smell.
Actually, fair enough. I think that the place has been cleaned, but there is a distinctive smell of the sea.
Oh, shall we put the box in that room? That would wind her up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the box right now is sitting in that horseshoe area where the coffee table was and the divan and the easy chairs around it. And you guys can move it. It's not that heavy. Probably maybe 160 pounds total. I'm not doing it in stone. You guys could flip that thing around. A couple of you.
Mm-hmm.
See, that actually begs a question, Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Ulysses, not Ulysses, sorry, what was that guy's name? Yeah, Ulysses. Say that he would immolate the box unless he didn't know that it was trapped. Surely trying to open it would have been quicker than saying, I'm going to immolate.
Yeah, but but we didn't know that the box was trapped.
No, we didn't know.
He was threatening us.
Yeah.
So the point was, if he'd threatened us with opening the box, it wouldn't have really worked. I mean, he could have said, "Look, don't come any closer. I'm going to open this box. By the way, the box is trapped with a magical trap that's going to mean that the person inside it's just, I'm going to burn the box." Probably more immediately threatening.
Yeah. And then it also begs a question, Pietro, as to who the hell can get into the houses nowadays. Ulysses was a famous swordsman for houses to hire, for jewels and things like that. He can't even talk properly. Really, this whole city's going down the soddy slopes of sewerdom.
I think the moustache won in some fans.
I bet it tickled.
It also got in his mouth when he was trying to speak.
Yeah.
He was probably distracted by the pain of all of the, shots and things like that.
Absolutely.
And the wit of the sharp words that we presented to him. Yes.
Yeah.
So fair enough. The two that survived the initial volleys attempted to leave, but were intercepted and did not either get to bluff their way out by threatening the captive or get through the window and get away. All of them died.
Okay. Right, so how are we going to get rid of this trap?
Want to get the trap?
There's a knock at the door.
No.
I closed the door to the room and opened the door.
The door opens onto this open room.
Oh.
The door to the hall outside at the stairs opens onto this sitting room.
How did they get
and
in? Okay, who is it?
No, there's a servant. They've brought refreshments.
Okay.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. How did you know we were here?
What? The maid said you were going to be here. You'd come in. You haven't been here in a long time. Do you remember me? No. Okay. Okay. You don't really remember the guy. No. And he puts the tray over on the small table and backs out a little bit.
I just stare at him.
Thank you. That's very kind. Very thoughtful. Very impressed. Thank you.
I will let Pietro make a roll.
Okay.
And this is simply to spot something, see something, sense something.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to make a sway roll.
Okay.
Pietro being Pietro, he's going to chat. He's going to chat to the guy.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
very good.
Position.
I think the position is it's not risky. Controlled, standard. I'd say limited effect because the guy's a little bit concerned. But your call.
Okay.
If you want to do anything. Okay.
There it is.
Wonderful. With the limited effect, I will give you the information that you were looking for, but the timing is going to be off slightly. And the timing is that he's just gone out the door, and you go, "Holy crap, that was Cosomo."
Okay, I'm going to fling the door open.
Very good. Okay, so he's not right there. He probably took off at a dead sprint as soon as the door swung shut. I will give you a roll to try and catch sight of him as he is exiting the area.
So what? As in, he's outside the building.
He's probably already down the stairs most of the way, and you're a multiple floors up, but he's moving, and he may have leapt the banisters and gone down between the guys. He is what he is.
Okay, so I'm going to make a roll then.
I'm going to take a die from you because the guy is so dang fast and smart. But this is to catch sight of him and continue in pursuit.
Do you say anything?
You see Pietro dash to the door. I don't know if he said anything as he goes.
No, that's why I'm asking. Does he say anything whilst he's dashing? I mean, not that he's dashing.
He's always
dashing. He's always dashing. Yeah. In these fineries.
I'm going to try a flashback.
Ooh.
Ooh, like it.
Oh.
So, I have expertise. Due to careful planning during downtime, you may give yourself or a coterie member one extra downtime activity. If you do not use this feature during your downtime, which I didn't, you may use it during the next errand to flashback without costing stress.
Okay. What is your flashback?
My flashback is way, way back when we were attacked.
Okay.
In this building.
Okay.
And I believe we failed to apprehend the villains who ran out. That at that time, Pietro basically set up a trap at the front door that would basically drop down
portcullis or something.
Portcullis or something, basically that's just gonna turn the building into a trap.
Okay.
And that the trigger for this was just inside the apartment. So as soon as he sees that Cosomo is running out,
you rush to that.
Reach over and pull the rope.
Okay.
Press the panic button.
I will ask for a roll for the success of this trap. Okay. Part of it is his speed. Part of it is he may have planned something else or has seen the trap and blocked it. That type of thing. Let us see what happens.
Right. Position.
I think your position. It's I'm just going to say it's controlled. No one's going to get hurt. You might get exactly what you want. I am going to say because of the type of guy this is, that it is going to be limited. I'm perfectly happy for you to trade that to risky.
I'm going to trade that to standard effect if I can.
Standard effect, and so you move it to risky without taking any stress.
Could one of us have helped?
Stress.
Could one of us have helped?
Okay, you can take stress to do that.
I'll take stress.
So you can either trade effect and make it risky, and with that we would say the type of things that could possibly happen would be a servant might get caught up in this, or something similar. So your call on how you want to do that, whether you want to stress or whether you want to just go ahead and make it risky.
I'm going to take some stress and make it standard effect instead.
Very good. Let us see what happens. Okay.
There's a 5.
It is a 5, so this is a success. You hear the clanging and the banging of things closing. What do you do?
I'm going to shout at the group, that was Cosomo, and I'm going to leg it down the stairs, pulling out my shotgun as I go.
Wonderful.
I pick up the plate
What do
with
you
the
guys-
food and the drinks, and I put it in the bin.
That was probably a really good idea.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then I walk out, and I'm like, why didn't he just push him off the roof when he had the chance?
Well,
The others of
maybe,
you- the
maybe
others-
we'll get a chance today.
The others of you? What do you
I'm
guys do?
following. I react with the yell of "That's Cosmo," and I'm
You're right behind
following. I'm following him.
Absolutely. Okay. Monty.
I'm gonna bring I've got my vial of sweet sleep on me, which I always have.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring the climbing gear,
Okay.
including a grappling
that.
hook and a driving hammer and some pitons, just in case he needs some encouragement.
What I'm going to do, Monty, is as you're sort of the last one out,
Mm.
and you see,
I'm gonna close any windows as
see-
well.
you see Mochlain sort of heading down the stairs. I'm going to add a detail that probably would have changed what the others would have done, but I really like how it plays out.
Mm.
There's also stairs going up to the roof. And as the other three go down the stairs, you think suddenly to yourself, huh,
Let's go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
and by the way, I will say you heard something going down the stairs, Pietro.
Right. Okay.
At the
Something going downstairs, but might be
Something-
misdirection.
Yes.
It's a metal slinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two of them. Yeah. Two.
Curse
As
that
you get to the
Cosimo.
top of the stairs, so it makes one little turn, and then there's a hatch that goes up onto the flat roof, where sometimes you guys would take in the sights and have cooled wine brought up on a hot day, and would look out across the city. You see that the bars that have burst across that have been blocked off, and someone is shimmying through.
Mm.
You might be able to get to them if
Oh,
you
yeah, I'm gonna-
rush rapidly.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep. Maneuver.
maneuver. Very good.
And I'm gonna take some stress to
Okay.
this guy needs to die. Where's it gone? There it is. Maneuver. So yeah, this is desperate. Or risky?
I think it's risky. There might be some injury involved. You might mess up in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But I think it's risky. I think that if the standard effect would be that you can grab the legs of this guy before he gets up there, or you can attack them. So your call.
This guy may not be the one to take a -1D resistance roll again.
I'm just thinking. I mean, you're pretty good with a throwing knife.
You could do that too.
I mean, I mean,
You do
Well,
not
how-
see
how
the
about-
you do not see the face of the legs that are scrambling through, but they are legs.
Wearing the same,
Sort of
Things that wearing?
servant uniform. Yep.
okay, yeah, I think, I mean, maneuver for the maneuver and survey are the same number of. Yeah, I'm gonna chuck a knife at him.
Very good. Very, very good. I
He
like
may
it.
have the information, but at this point, I don't. Once he doesn't get.
No problem. Let us see what happens.
That's risky, standard, and I'm going to take some stress.
Yep.
And it's going into my throw.
Here's the multiple sixes.
Oh no!
Oh. Jeez.
Well, guys, you do understand what this means.
My knife is thrown out the window and
It
He'll-
lands on some poor person's head.
Hesperides
No,
is walking past.
no, it
I
does
mean,
not.
it's this, you gave us one chance.
Yeah.
And there's always the possibility with one chance
There's
of.
always the possibility. And
rolled
it
pretty well
dunks into
tonight.
the ladder right in between his legs, and you're like, son of a gun, because he just moved the leg that would have just pinned him. Shimmies through. You hear a thunk as he shuts the thing behind, and there's something on top of it. He probably had that prepared.
Yeah.
And those of you that have gotten down to the bottom of the stairs see the bars, and there's servants standing there trying to figure out what's happened. They didn't even know that trap was there.
Monty chase after
And,
it. I want to go through, try and go through that bar as well.
The interesting thing, there's multiple servants there, and you immediately sort of go through them because you're just like, has he done something? Is he? And sadly, he is not there. And you do not see him moving across the rooftops away.
Yeah.
You could go downstairs and across to the window and try and get up to the rooftop, but at this point, I think he's gotten away.
Yeah. There's going to be everyone else will hear a very, very loud cursing in Italian from upstairs.
Yes, you do hear that. And by the way, Mochlain, you were not moving stupidly fast.
Nope.
I'd say you may have seen him turn and go up the stairs and thought, oh. But by the time you catch up to him going up the stairs, if you so choose, you see him cursing and pointing up at the closed rooftop hatch.
I'm kicking the wall.
Right, Mochlain's literally just picked up the tray and with the plate and the drinks on it, with the food and the drinks on it, put it in the bin, and he's just decided to sit on the sofa. Pietro's gone downstairs. Monty's gone up the stairs. Sasha's gone down the stairs. No matter what I do, I don't think I'm gonna be able to throw him off the roof. Pietro
As much as you would
needs
like.
to do this,
Fair enough.
not Mochlain.
Yeah, fair enough.
And to be fair, Mochlain is also feeling very stressed and very tired.
Yes.
So I'll wait for everybody to come back with either a victorious tale or a victorious reset for the house trap.
I think you guys all sort of meet up at about the same time. How do you describe this event, Monty, to them?
It's a Mochlain. Can you use anger as a source of magic? Because I've got plenty. He's absolutely seething. He got out through the bars. He cut his way into the bars. He'd prepared his exit in advance. I'm guessing he threw something down the stairs to distract us. And I threw a knife at him, and he managed to slip away.
Slippery bastard.
You've never seen Monty this angry. He doesn't normally get angry. He has taken his anger on the coffee table to a degree. I'm sorry. I will pay for a new table.
You guys may not have seen Monty just lose it like this. He's hot. Pietro, how do you feel? Do you feel violated at all? He just waltzed right in, set the stuff down, and if you just hadn't had that enough contact with the guy, you still don't know exactly why you twigged on it.
This is just.
And by the way, that's a British term for my American friends. Twigged on something.
Yeah. Maybe it's just just one shoulder went up. You just couldn't quite resist. doing the hunchback thing.
Yeah, something. Yeah, exactly. You're like, but yeah.
Yeah.
And if you hadn't been all the way across the room when you suddenly were like, you might have. Everything was so tight on you possibly having me have to pull up another particular page that I've built in preparation for a horrific event that did not happen, which would have carried us on because I have a bad feeling that fight would have lasted well beyond our time. But at the same time, it would have been very interesting to see that start out. Now, question, what do you think he was doing?
Yes, that's my question. That's the question I posed. Why was he here? Was he information? Was he here to kill us? Well, yeah.
We all thought it was the leftovers of the sea crab, but no, he's been eating fish and chips every frigging night of the week in our old place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are servants in the place, so I don't know. Maybe. I mean, he could have been here to poison us. Could have been here to see, what the situation was with the crate.
We've only just arrived. We had no plans to come here. So how did he? Was he following us, or was he already here? Or someone leaking information?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's probably, if he turned up at the, he might have going to be meeting up with his gang, turned up, realised there was a big fight going on, just hung back, and then followed us when we left.
Possibly so.
I guess it's something along those lines.
I guess a box walking through the city is going to be fairly obvious.
Well, and us, I mean, we didn't exactly feel our presence as we walked through the city.
Yeah, you weren't far behind the box.
Yeah.
So I think I'll tip the hand that Pietro, you're absolutely correct. Cosomo, on attempting to return to his location, noticed dead guards, something's going on. As he walks casually across the front of the building as just another citizen, hears a gunshot and goes, nope, and goes to ground, and then follows to your guess why he followed and why he came in. But I think he at least knows a couple of things now. What do you think those are?
Well, he knows that we have a box.
Yeah, and he knows his gang's dead, and he knows we probably got the documents as well.
And he knows that we think of this location as an alternative safe house. I think is not the case anymore. We need to find a new alternate location.
And he also knows that I'm not immortal.
And Monty's not very good at he's very hit and miss with his knives.
Surely you were going to get that double six.
It was a double something.
Yeah.
I mean, we basically had two roles where we could catch him. One was to spot him earlier.
Yeah.
And the other one obviously was to land a hit on him later. I mean, it's. Yeah. I didn't realize there were stairs up when.
I didn't say that, and I realized at the time that I was like, in my mind, there's the stairs up, but I bet you they're not thinking that at all because we've talked about going down. So I added the color because for dramatic effect, I really like the idea of the mano a mano between Monty and Cosomo for a minute to see what would happen.
They've had that before. I mean, the bathroom at the theater.
That's true. This is not the first time that you've been very tight, very close to this person.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
The role works from the narrative as well because Monty was rushed and he wasn't prepared. He hadn't got anything ready, and so.
Yep.
He'd already used his pistol, so that needed reloading.
And I think Cosomo would have he would have tossed the tumblers down the stairs to make the thumpity thump as they go.
Yeah.
Would have been just enough noise to sort of draw off the two fastest, deadly shots running down the stairs, which had been his intention. I thought it was a interesting encounter just to throw in at the end of this to let you know that he is still within touching distance of your group.
Yes.
And
where's he going to go to ground now?
That's a good question. He's lost his safe house.
Yeah.
He's lost his bargaining piece. Obviously, both Moon and he were trying to find ways back into houses to have some form of protection. Looks like he's lost a chance, though it's not a very exciting thing to know that Uncle Loto has a way to reach out to this person. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
And so there's several things to think about during our downtime that's coming up. I have great hope that Felix will be back for that and for the funeral. We shall see.
I think I need to go and see Uncle Loto once I've got no more stress. That meeting, I will end up being very stressed, but he will be very beaten up.
Yes. If we have to arrange another end of season ceremony, can we have a ritualistic roof murder?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how the other house did it?
Can we just kill the lot of them? We just kill Uncle Loto and Cosomo and
you just kill them all.
I mean, House of Bell did that. That's what they had for their end of season ball.
They had a great end of season ball. So yeah, you can do the ritual pushing off of roof. For all of the all the bad guys.
If you cast your mind back to what I said to Hesperides earlier about the fact that it's always the citizenry that suffer because people get greedy, people want to go places because people want better than they grew up with. That you can then kind of see the stark differences between Cosomo and Moon de Laval. I mean, Moon is conniving, manipulative, and she'll do whatever to advance herself. Cosomo, on the other hand, everything that he's done, it kind of makes me think that he's not after the cash. He's not after the titles. He's after the chase, the murder, the bodies, the blood. That's what he wants. He's a completely different kettle of fish. So between the two, if I had to make a pact with them, I think I would rather go with the bitch that would stab me in the back than the person that would relish stabbing me in the back.
So, Sasha, this statement that he makes across the box or in a different room?
Oh, no, I say it out of Moon's earshot, but in the room. When Monty comes back and he's infuriated, that's when I say it. So we're around the sitting area, the seating area.
Okay, well, the box is slightly to the side where she can't probably hear.
Well, the box is in my old room where
that's right.
Fish smell is.
You moved it.
Yeah, because
it's
going to piss her off because she can't eat and she's got to smell that seafood.
Very good. So, Sasha, any thoughts on that observation, or do you just keep that to yourself?
No, I think I keep it to myself. I think Cosomo has played a number on us all, and I think we're all invested very much in seeing him take a swan dive from the top of a very tall roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement to that. If you say that out loud, of course. If you don't, then No, I'm not saying nothing. However,
Was that
Monty,
just your? Yeah.
I do follow up with Monty. I think you've missed the
Hmm.
trick. You've got
Probably.
You've got all of Victoria's secrets there.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I've not thought of it that way. Nice.
I had some thoughts for a new business venture, but I'll share that with you later.
Okay, lovely. But you've not actually acted upon it. If Uncle Loto gets Moon, she might be the new eye for the house.
The thing is, we know that they have history.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
On
it
the
good
other
or is it bad?
hand, the letter from Loto did say, "Bring the murderess to me, and you shall have a place." So that would suggest to me that if Cosomo got a place, there wouldn't be a place for Moon, and also the fact he referred to her as a murderess again makes me think that he wanted her dead.
The other thing that concerns me about that is a place where. Are we talking about a place within the house? Or are we talking about a place within the cult? Or the new or Argos' new order?
We don't know. I mean, the thing is, we
Yeah.
know that, we know from conversations that Loto is looking unfavorably at us.
Yes.
So, if Cosomo was given a place in the house, we could have been out or dead.
So, have we actually presented our details to Loto as to who actually killed his wife? I thought we did, but I can't remember. So, if we did, why would he? Why would he say such a thing to Cosomo, knowing full well that we've told him that it was Cosomo that did it, and he's a murder maestro?
We were asked to do it by the
it's a good
house.
question. I mean, the thing is, we know that Cosomo killed his lover.
Yeah.
At whose behest?
But the question is, and now that we know that actually Lotto has a way of communicating to Cosomo, so who ordered it? Was it Moon, or was it Uncle Lotto himself?
Victoria would have had she would have been probably the best place to have, have access to things he didn't want people to know about. She may have got information and been unhappy with something, and maybe he did not want some information.
Yeah.
Escaping.
Well, this is it. Victoria is another one who could have ordered the killing of Lotto's lover.
There is a downtime opportunity to try and summon Victoria. But anyway, let us digress for let us back away from that thought, and I enjoyed this evening. I think it opened up a lot of interesting avenues of thought that are going to be very hard for you guys to describe to Felix when he comes back in, but that'll be great fun. And I think what we'll do when he comes back in, number one, we've got to get him caught up on his experience points and all that. I've sent him, hey, you've got these, but I doubt that he's got spare time to do that. But the other piece will be coming up with a sort of big question that he's been working on. And I think that there's any number of big questions that we could throw his way that he just decided to go off on his own and try and deal with.
Yeah.
I think that we can give him some say in that, of course, but it'd be something to think about that, the equivalent of sort of filling up a long-term clock with his absence over the last couple of sessions, working different things.
It could be the Signora's said, you haven't delivered on your task yet, I have a job for you. Something of that nature, maybe. And that gives
information. It could just be something that he's got to do, or it could be something that he's been working upon.
Yeah.
I think if he goes, oh, it'll be where Cosomo is, well, that would have been the house you guys just went to.
Yeah.
So it's probably got to be something different.
I personally think he spent all this time with the Signora of Roses, and they are going to get married.
Ooh, and
he's been riding
Isabella.
Yeah, he's been riding the boss like no other.
We'll find out. Anyway, thank you guys for tonight. I'll call it good here. We've done a good 3 hours. If you want to kill it off, Rob, and we'll come back next time with some downtime. Thank you all for the session.
Take care, all.
And bye.